What if I told you there's a way to boost your profits by 43% without bringing in a single new client? You might think that sounds crazy, but it's exactly what happened with an IT service provider I worked with. They hadn't touched their prices in 4 years, and like many businesses, they were stuck in that familiar pricing rut, afraid to charge more and always feeling pressure to compete on price. But in just 8 weeks, we raised their prices by 8%, cut their costs by 3%, and not one customer left. The real shift was in how we approached pricing conversations. We focused on the value delivered rather than just the number on the invoice. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how we did it and why so many service businesses miss out on these opportunities. For service businesses, the real risk isn't losing clients, it's quietly losing profit year after year by keeping prices flat. That's exactly what happened to this IT company. For 4 years, they left their rates untouched while their costs kept creeping up. Over that time, they gave away nearly half their potential profits, without even realizing it. They weren't alone. Many providers make the same mistake, focusing on competing on price instead of pricing based on value. The pattern is easy to fall into. You keep prices the same, hoping you keep clients happy. You end up in a race to the bottom. There's always a competitor offering the same thing for less, so you discount to win new business and avoid increasing prices for your existing customers. Before long, there's almost nothing left in your margins. This company saw their revenue flatline while expenses kept rising. They were working longer hours, even cutting staff just to keep the business profitable. The owner said during our first meeting, "We feel stuck. Every year we're working harder, but it never seems to get any easier." What's striking is how invisible these losses can be. Most of their clients never questioned invoices or asked for discounts. And when we looked closely, it was clear customers valued the reliable systems, fast resolutions, and the peace of mind the company provided. Many clients stayed because the service was tailored to their industry and solved real problems. Price wasn't the main reason they stuck around. The value far outweighed the cost. By not adjusting prices to reflect the value, the company missed opportunities to reinvest in their staff, better tools, training, and service improvements. The real cost of standing still wasn't just lost profit, it was the chance to build a stronger business for both their team, but more importantly for their clients. When clients see you as a solution, not a commodity, conversations focus on outcomes, not price. This mindset change sets the stage for the transformation we made. There's work to do on the numbers when looking at any price increase, but that's the hardest part. It's all about psychology. How you talk about the change dictates the perception your clients have about it. The way you frame a price increase can either trigger resistance or open the door to an even stronger relationship. Let me walk you through how we approached this with the IT company. First, we reviewed one of their long-term clients. Instead of working out what it cost to support them, we focused on what mattered to that client. The hours saved every month, the downtime they'd avoided, and the peace of mind from not worrying about system failures. We pulled out real numbers, showing how those outcomes translated into lower risk and higher productivity for their business. This gave the owner and their team confidence. They could see just how much real value they were delivering compared with the price the client was paying. We didn't just apply a blanket increase across the entire customer base. We looked at each client's history, how long they'd been with the company, how engaged they were, and how sensitive they might be to change. For this particular client, we saw that they'd been loyal for years and had recently expanded their service package, so their increase was tailored. We made sure it felt fair and justified. When it came time to deliver the news, we didn't say prices are going up. Instead, we explained, to keep delivering these results and to add new security features your business needs, we're making a small adjustment to your rate. The conversation was always about their future gains, not just the company's needs. It's like upgrading to premium economy. You pay more because you see the value in extra legroom and better service, not just because the airline's costs have gone up. We kept our adjustment in the high single digits, making sure every client understood exactly what they'd gain moving forward. For some, it was access to new technology. For others, it meant stronger security or more responsive support. What really stood out was the response. One client actually said, "I appreciate you're improving your service every year and being upfront about what we're getting for the change. That's rare." When you handle price changes as a conversation about value, not just a notice about costs, you keep trust intact. This approach didn't just make the price increase easier, it made clients feel invested in what came next. But price isn't the only lever that impacts your bottom line. There's often another area that gets overlooked, and it played a crucial role in unlocking that 43% profit jump. When most people think about improving profits, they zero in on the revenue, but sometimes the simplest wins are hiding in your everyday expenses. With the IT company, we started by digging into their operational costs. The first thing we noticed was a pileup of overlapping software subscriptions. They were paying for nearly 20 different tools, multiple project management platforms, several cloud storage providers, and a handful of security apps that all did more or less the same thing. By consolidating these subscriptions, we cut thousands of pounds each month from their outgoings, all without losing any critical features. It was an eye-opener for the team who'd never realised how many of these small recurring costs had crept in over time. Vendor contracts were another goldmine. Some agreements hadn't been reviewed in years and usage had changed a lot since they were first signed. A quick round of renegotiations, just picking up the phone and asking for a pricing review, led to immediate savings. And in a few cases, switching to a new supplier brought better service at a lower price. The lesson here is that loyalty doesn't always pay. Sometimes it just means you're overpaying. One of the most effective changes was shifting to automated invoicing. The team had been spending hours each week manually sending invoices and chasing payments. By moving to an automated system, they cut billing time by 80% and saw clients pay faster, which gave their cash flow a real boost. This wasn't about cutting corners, it was about freeing up energy and resources so the business could focus on delivering value, not just keeping up with admin. None of these changes reduced the quality of service. If anything, they created more space for the team to work on strategic projects and better support their clients. The combined effect, lower costs, streamlined operations, meant every pound saved went straight to the bottom line. These operational wins, alongside the price increase, amplified the company's profit far beyond what either could have achieved alone. Once you've cleaned up costs like this, raising prices becomes that much easier and much more impactful. The biggest jump in profit often comes from looking at what you already have, reviewing your prices and trimming unnecessary costs. Most businesses overlook these basics, but they're usually where the most hidden profit is found. Here's what we learned from this IT company's transformation. First, clients will accept reasonable price increases when you tie them directly to value. Second, your biggest cost savings are probably hiding in plain sight. And third, when you combine smart pricing with operational efficiency, the results multiply. If your prices haven't changed in a while, or you're not regularly checking your expenses, you could be leaving serious money on the table. The question isn't whether you can afford to make these changes, it's whether you can afford not to.